There's something just amazing about the process. I know it might seem silly, but I have to admit that I kind of like when things go wrong, when fuses blow, when stuff gets kind of nutty, because solving the issues and finding the problems is kind of just as satisfying as actually just seeing everything work the first time out, right? So I'm just, I don't know. This game is something else. It really is something else. The last time that we played, we were finally able to extend into steel, take a little bit of a tiptoe, and get a little bit of steel beams and a little bit of steel pipes, and overall, it seemed pretty good. Then when I looked a little more closely at the situation, it kind of seemed like maybe there are some things that are pretty critical that we need to tend to, and I'd like to bring you along with me. But before that, I want to show you the two new additions to our fancy factory village, and that is the information booth. So I took away the power slugs. You can now see that they're manning the information booth, the fancy village right here. Hello, sir. Hi. Hello. Hi. 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 Can I ask you a question? Sure. How may I help you? Well, I think they're not the best, but trust me, the more power slugs that we get, the more we'll be able to add to our staff. Of course. Yes. That's a great idea. Okay. And then I also created the doggo daycare. So if we head on in, you will see that we now have a few friends. That's right. So we made a little bit of a maze, and down below, this is basically Doggo Daycare TV. Yes. And then not only do they get to see the water, they also get to see all their friends. And we've gone over here, LD1. Oh my God, what is this? Fused modular frame, a corrosion-resistant, nitride-hardened, highly robust yet lightweight modular. Good dog. What the? Okay, pet that guy. Holy crap. Well, and then I also found LD2, which I'm thinking is, yes, barrel nuts. That's a lot more of what I expected. Okay, good guy. So as you can see, I've added a little bit of a roof, so, you know, if in inclement weather, they've at least got a place to be. I kind of wanted to give something a little more cushy, but I haven't figured out the blueprints for, like, doggo pet beds yet. So, these are the two newest additions. I think they're pretty swell. Obviously, they could use a little bit of work, but you know what? It's what we got going on. Right now, if I go over to the left side of our inventory, you'll see that we now have access to the dimensional depot. We unlocked it last time, and it's slowly uploading some things to it. Essentially, I've thrown down a dimensional depot, I've taken a storage container, and we're limited to an upload speed of 15 per minute by default, and I've just basically thrown in a bunch of stuff that ideally I'd like to keep in there, at least just to free up a little bit of inventory space, right? But in addition to that, I've also placed it on top of different key boxes out here. The iron rods is an example. I've basically taken the dimensional depot, thrown it on top, and then piped up to the top there, and that keeps that thing filled so that if we ever, you know, use some of these iron rods, then essentially it's just going to refill itself. So you can actually choose this little checkbox here, it seems. If you click on the checkbox, it will utilize items in your inventory first before the depot. Otherwise, it will actually deploy things from the depot first. You can see down below, if I'm going to make a conveyor pole, it's going to utilize 2 items from our dimensional depot first because they're in purple. However, if I were to say take from inventory before depot, and I do that again, now they're all yellow because they're taking from my inventory. So I think it's really, really cool and quite seamless what they've done here. Big problem is I don't have enough Mercer spheres, so I can't actually put many. I'd like to ideally put dimensional depots on top of all of our green, double green boxes right here, but I just don't have the resources right now. So in the meantime, I'm just kind of throwing that one down right there. So what is the big issue? What's the critical conundrum that needs to be resolved right now? Well, if we go over to our power pole, you'll see that we can consume almost 1,000 megawatts, like almost 900 megawatt, and we're only producing 1,200. As I started to extend a little bit further, I found, especially with the steel, and I'd like to double our output on some of the miners and stuff like that, I actually found that unfortunately we're producing a little over 1,000 megawatts. So we need to expand our power network, but there's a big problem. The only consistent source of power that we've got is actually our coal generator. The big problem is I don't have the necessary throughput in the form of our conveyor belts. Fortunately, we now have, that's right, upgrades. Yes. So Logistics Mark III, that's fully stacked up. Hypertubes, that's stacked up. Fix-It Blueprints, which I'm definitely not ready for yet, all stacked up. All of these things are ready to go. So I'm going to unlock these, unlock a few things in the MAM research, and then we're going to head out and we're going to resolve that problem before we take care of other things. And if we've got more time, then we'll keep going. But I'm definitely going to start with Logistics Mark III because this is a real blocker. So let's go ahead and select Logistics Mark III. We need higher throughput on the belts. So off we go.
Milestone reached. Improved storage containers and the conveyor belt Mark III provide the obviously necessary tools for
Very
improving
obviously
your current
necessary.
setup. Production speed is of the essence after all. So work hard.
Thank you
work
so much.
as if every person you have ever or will ever love is depending solely on the choices that you make.
Oh my God.
Because they are. Warning. Fix-It psychologists recommend not dwelling on the crushing mental and physical strain of your responsibilities and simply continuing to be productive. Hard work has repeatedly proven to be the best cure for any kind of stress. Now back to work.
She definitely is a way with words. It definitely leaves an impact, that's for sure. There's a couple of things I want to unlock. Actually, just one more. Actually, we don't even need to unlock anything more. While it is true, we can actually unlock hypertubes. I'm not really interested in using them right now. And blueprints, I'm not ready for those yet. So we're just going to let that sit. All that's left are some MAM research options right here. And some of the important ones, I believe, we've got enough for the expanded tool belt. I mean, I'll definitely take that. That's very helpful.
Tool belt expanded. No alien organisms were harmed during the creation of this tool belt.
So what's awesome about that is that now we actually have 6 slots on our tool belt. So it's basically our hot bar that allows us to basically hold all of our tools without needing to constantly move them back and forth in our inventory. So I think that's going to be really, really helpful as we're exploring, and that's going to be pretty critical. Other than that, this is what I'd really like to get. The manual depot uploader enables uploading from the inventory. So I think the way this works, if we look at the dimensional depot right now in our inventory screen, it's slowly uploading things over behind us, but unlocked by researching manual depot uploader in the MAM, I think we can kind of accomplish something similar, but just passively. So what I mean by that, if we head over here, you will see that we currently have a bit of a bottleneck. It's uploading some things, but it's 15 per minute, and essentially we're stuck. There's stuff left behind. If I take all these things out, then it's just gonna finish what it's doing. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this, and I'm gonna reclaim all those materials, so that gives me 3 Mercer spheres. And if we look right now, it's sort of like partially done. And if we do a sort, you'll see as an example that we've got, oh yes, I can upload fused modular frames. I was just going to put it away, but yeah, let's upload that. If we research the upload from inventory, I think the way that works is that that's essentially going to allow us to continue to upload just as we're walking around. Anything that already hasn't maxed out its stacks inside of the dimensional depot, it'll just fill that out from our inventory, and that's going to give us so much inventory space. That's going to be amazing. So I think the only thing that I got to do is really just pick up a little bit more of the SAM fluctuators, and then I think I've got what it takes. Is that right? So we go to alien technology, and right there we've got 3 Mercer spheres. We need some computers. Fortunately, I picked that up earlier when we were looking at like hard disk drives and stuff like that. So let's go and let's see how this works.
Manual depot uploader unlocked. Storage dimension and pocket dimension now connected both ways and stable. Parts can now be uploaded to the storage dimension directly from the inventory.
Oh my God.
Note, the storage dimension now understands the boundaries of the pocket dimension and recognizes the distinction between matter belonging to the Pioneer's inventory and matter belonging to the Pioneer.
The window within a window within the shallows within the deep, curling around itself separately, echoes strangely.
I'm sure strange is the correct term for what this must feel like to you.
Wow. See, I feel like Ada is slowly becoming just okay with this, so it makes me feel like she's got a split personality. It's almost like something happens, and then next thing you know, she's just sort of like, yeah, no problem. And she almost acknowledges that that's a thing. So that's kind of nuts, yeah? Let's go ahead and just hold right here. We'll just hold on to some SAM fluctuators. I don't think we need them all the time. Is there anything else that we want to get? I do want to get the Nobelisk detonators. That's going to be huge because that'll allow us to clear some obstacles and blockers, kind of like poison and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and unlock that. That's going to be critical.
Detonator and basic Nobelisk unlocked. Most obstacles can be cleared with the basic Nobelisk. It is most effective against organic material and is able to destroy small boulders and porous rock. Deployed Nobelisks will stick to the first solid surface they touch and queue on the universal detonator. If you do not recall the order in which you deployed the Nobelisks, remember Fixit does not take responsibility for any harm caused due to human error, even if those errors are genetic.
Even if those errors are genetic. So here we are. We can actually make Nobelisks now. That's going to be huge. One thing that I'd really like to fast track at some point is getting sulfur and coal together so we can actually make more black powder. In the meantime, I've sort of just been mashing them together manually, but the use of Nobelisks is going to be absolutely huge because there's a lot of things that we can't get through or places we cannot go just because it's all locked off to us until we've got explosives. So let's go ahead and get these. I might actually replace them in the equipment slot where we can utilize them more readily. You can see it's actually pulling from a dimensional depot, which is kind of awesome. I totally forgot about that. Did we build the detonator? Do we need to build the detonator? Nobelisk detonator, there it is. So we're actually going to need an object scanner. Okay, fair enough. That's going to be awesome. And then we'll make another object scanner. That's not a problem. So all we got to do is put those in our hand. I mean, I'd like to flip them around with the healing, and then I think this is an ideal setup right here. Essentially, we are going to go from mobility to melee protection to range to explosives to healing, and then finally we've got the ability to look for items. So that's going to be really awesome. So I think we are ready. So let's go ahead and deal with our power issue before it becomes too critical. The nice thing is I was actually able to, well, I extended the road a little bit. I extended the road a tiny bit. Oh, I don't want to run over the little kookaburra guy. And we're going to head out this way. Ooh, actually, sorry. Got a little bit distracted, but take a look at this. This is a good example of what these are for. So all of this poison has stopped us. You can see that there's a power slug right there that I'm having difficulty getting. I can toss this out there, charge it up, and right click, and that blows that cleanly. So that's really awesome. You can hold down left, charge it up, throw it, toss it, and it sticks, and you can pop it. Nice thing is, it takes a little bit for the particles to go away, but for the most part, it has been cleared, and we can enter that zone. And you can keep throwing them too, so you can kind of do an 1812 overture type of thing, and then pop in different places, and then grab all the loot, which I think is awesome. So high five. So now this clears up the path right here, and that's going to be great. Remember earlier on, we put a stamp up in the upper right-hand corner of the map because there were a bunch of spiders in there in a cave, and it was difficult because we couldn't really go into the cave too well as there were issues with all of the poison. It was ticking away at our health far too quickly, and we weren't able to kind of just get in there and do what we needed to do. Hopefully we don't drown out the engine. Okay, we're okay. You'll notice that we've actually added power towers up above as well, which is going to allow us to travel. Ooh, you know what? Now that I mention it, that's probably going to be more efficient. I think I'm going to take the vehicle. I know that I just drove it out. I'm just going to take the vehicle and park it, because I think the power towers, this is a good time to kind of check out sort of the autonomous nature of the zip lines, even though it seems like it's something that was very manual before, right? And we're just going to get out, and we'll get our zip line, and we just got to get up onto some power towers. Nice thing is they've been placed in strategic locations, and that allows us to kind of replace a lot of the tiny little power poles, which are maybe a little more difficult to traverse, even though they're very fun. So if we use right click, hands free, I can take my hands off, and we'll just continue to go in the direction that, oh, well, not that. Thanks, game. Left click, you hold it down, and you go, right? If I'm holding down shift, I go a little bit faster with the directional. Now, if I switch to right click, now I can just take my hands off and allow it to go. I'm just gonna put one hand down just so I can hold shift so it goes a little faster, but for the most part, it's kind of hands-free. I think this might be a little Oh, okay, great. Yeah. So it must have some kind of swivel in the zip line, and that means that we can actually just get to where we need to go, which I think is amazing. If I wanted to go get a coffee, do something like that, or maybe throw bombs while I'm flying by, we can totally do it. This is our coal generator facility. You'll notice it looks a little different. It now has a duplicate on the right of it. Now, this was a little bit weird because when I extended the operation over to the right side, it actually started to intersect with the mountain. I did not really give thought to that when I was first putting it together. And so what I've had to do is essentially shift everything up one full foundation. And that is now going to include the other operation over here. The big problem is that this 1200 megawatt provided by the other facility is our sole stable source of power. So if we cut that out, a lot of things are just going to choke and then go down, and that's a bit of a problem. The other issue is that while we've got two normal coal nodes, oh, hey guy, they're pushing in at 120 per minute, but the belts are limited to that 120. The nice thing is now we have access to conveyor belt Mark IIIs, which I think go up to, is it 270 or 240, something like that? Oh my god, this is so exciting. So to 270 resources per minute. So that's really, really important because we can take one of these miners down here, overclock them, route something over to the right, and if we needed to, just like basically double the output and supply both sides of the coal generator. So if we were to overclock them like this, we can actually output 240. Heck, we can even output even more in the form of 300 per minute, but obviously that's too much for the belts right now. The belts only are just going to bottleneck everything at 120 per minute. So we're definitely going to need to overclock both of these to 240 per minute, and then we're going to run them out and split them off so that they can actually supply both of these coal generator facilities. So the first things first, though, is that I don't want power to be cut to our entire operation everywhere. So one of the things that I've done is actually finally utilize a little bit of the battery banks, the power storage. So right now this has been charging a little for maybe like an hour or something like that. So if we take a look at it right now, it currently has the ability to supply 1200 megawatt hour. So we're almost at that point. Another 30 minutes and it'll have it. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to have some excess power, some backup power that'll kick into the power grid, so that when I take one of these generators offline, then I'll actually be able to rewire and it's not going to interrupt the other facilities. That's the idea, at least. Because if we look at our coal generator, we essentially have, oh, I guess I can go up. That's why I have the catwalks. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 right here, and 8 on this side. I've actually built another 2. They're not hooked up to the power grid right now. I built 2 more of these coal generators up front, and we're going to delete the ones in the rear and shift the whole thing forward just so it lines up with this operation over on the right side. It's all in the name of symmetry. So it's all in the name of symmetry. The big thing is I'm going to have to rewire this with the poles. So what I'm going to do is just prep the poles in place, because we're going to have to do a bit of a shift, and I want to make sure that we're ready. So let's get the poles. I think that's pretty good. And I don't know if the other side is prepped yet. I don't think I put down any poles there, if I recall. So we're going to do something similar over there. I've kind of built this out since the last time all on its own. So we'll just place, so it's ready to go as soon as we've got coal to supply. And that shouldn't be too difficult, because once this is sufficient and shifted forward, then we'll just be able to divert one of the coal lanes and overclock the miners, and we should be good. So, all right, here's the thing. I'm going to delete a little bit. We'll delete one coal power generator that is now offline. We're going to go ahead and delete another one on the opposite side here. So now we should be down by 150. We had 1200, and now we're producing 1050. So it's just a matter of hooking this up. So we'll kick that pole out, wire these two together, run it down the line. And I'm just glad that things aren't just shutting down and breakers going off everywhere, because we were actually able to go to battery power, which I think is awesome. There we go. So this is all hooked up again. The only reason why this is not on is because it isn't being supplied any coal or anything like that. So in theory, we should still have, so 525 megawatt. Is it? Oh, it's not hooked up to the rest of it on the opposite side. That's the problem. So this is just on its own at the moment. It's cut off from the grid because this has not been connected. So we got to do that. And now 1050. There we go. So we're back to where we were. So 1050 megawatt. So we were able to remove a couple of the coal generators from the grid. So now we're just going to go ahead and make sure this is all wired up and prepped. So we're just going to cut the outside pole. Go ahead and hook that up. We'll get the ones in between. I realize this is kind of close to our player camera, so it's a little difficult to tell what's going on. But the catwalk's not that. I didn't extend it out that far. But essentially, we're taking each of the power poles and then hooking them up to manage 2 different generators. Perfect. So that should go back to 1050 megawatts. So there it is. We do have 1050 megawatt. That's great. That's awesome. I'm a little worried about the capacity not jumping up to 1300 something because it should take into account the biomass burners. So let's just make sure that we hooked everything up. This one just is the front one that doesn't have anything attached to it. And then this comes on out to the network. Did it stabilize? 340 megawatt. Oh, this is not attached. There we go. This should jump up. There we go. That was the problem. I didn't hook it up to the rest of the grid. So right now, yeah, we're still charging. It didn't pick up or anything like that. That's fantastic. So we're going to want to hook up these. And then we're going to want to re-pipe. Maybe we should re-pipe first. So I've already pre-piped these 2 refiners. I just need to hook it up, yeah? So what I'm going to do is attach them so they can start to fill. Unfortunately, the water pipes can only handle 4 each. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this needs to be supplied by the other pipe, the lower one, yeah? So we're just going to cut these so that we can cut that one off from the grouping. So that means now 180 cubic meters of water are going to flow into 1, 2, 3, and 4 generators. And then essentially we'll have the inner pipe flowing to the other ones. I wish I had my catwalks. I should have gone on the catwalk. Oh, I know. The bunnies taught me I can actually slide under. Look at that. That's awesome. So we'll just cut these out. That's the tail end of the coal distribution, and we'll cut off the pipes that used to be attached, and then we'll just rebuild this so it goes straight through, at least for now. So it's supplying 1 generator, 2 generators, 3 generators, and then we've got the 4th down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this past and then grab a junction. And we're going to snap this, a little difficult to see, snap it there. So it's in line with a hole by using control. And then we'll actually route that directly in and then rebuild the section just to make sure that it's connected appropriately. Like that. So now this should once again start to fill up with water. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4 junctions off of the 180 cubic meter flow right here. So that's great. That's perfect. Excellent. So we'll just want to go ahead and do something similar. And that's 1, 2 generators, 3 generators. And then we've got the 4th here. This needs to come off of the upper pipe. Like that. So we should only have 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. And then we need to route the bottom one through and then feed it. We'll grab a junction and then pass in and then rebuild the pipe. So we'll cut off the excess on the end and we'll cut off the middle and then rebuild it just to make sure it's all connected. And then we'll just check flow. And it is climbing. Look at that. It's climbing. That's phenomenal. So hopefully it's not going to slosh around too much. If that's the case, we can always shut off some generators and things like that and then, you know, turn them on one by one, you know, once this is all fully saturated. But hopefully it's going to take care of itself. Worst comes to worst, we can always boost the water extractor so they've got a greater flow than we're actually using, and then hopefully it just sort of power through all of the sloshing of the water. So now we need to make sure that we have coal coming in here. If we take a look, we are still producing 1,050 megawatts, so we just need to feed the coal. So we're just going to cut this off momentarily. We'll get lift 1, turn it inwards, get the splitter, and then cut out the top of the lift. Line that up. I think that attaches. Yep, looks like it attaches and it's flowing in. Belt Mark II. There it is. So in theory, this should now be producing coal, and we've got 1,125 megawatts. So that is great. That is great news. So we just got to do the same thing here. Cut the throughput, and then we'll go ahead and pass a splitter. And we're going to have conveyor belt Mark II come through and go down the manifold. So how are we doing? It's getting a little bit of fuel. And a little fuel's coming through. That looks great. So I'm just going to pre-stack this with coal. And we're going to stack this up with coal so that we're not starving the rear in the manifold for too long. And in theory, we should go back up, and we've got 1,200 megawatt. We've returned to our regular production. Yeah, so that's phenomenal. So now all we got to do is make sure that both of these lines are actually coming off of a single miner, and then we are prepped to actually double our power output with the adjacent facility. I'll go in and I'll clean up the pipes later and actually tuck in the back so it lines up. But that was the part I was worried about, right? So right now we'll take the bottom lane, and then we can actually extend that through and then pass it over. First, we've got to overclock that miner down there. It's a miner Mark II. We're going to put it up to 200%, and it's going to start pumping out 240 per minute. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do that here, and we'll boost that. Now it's 240 per minute, so it's twice as much. So it can handle things on its own. We're just going to go ahead and belt Mark III. Using the steel beams that we created, we might actually have to make some more, or at least grab some more steel beams. I think we're going to run out, so I need to keep that in mind. Yeah, we're running out, so I'm going to go ahead and stop on over by our steel factory. This is where I wish I had another Mercer Sphere so we can have another dimensional depot. We wouldn't have to run over here. Essentially, we'd just keep filling up, which I think is so amazing. It looks like we're stuck here because it might be full right now. Yep, looks like it. So we'll just actually grab some stacks right here. And as far as pipes go, we actually have enough pipes, but just to get it flowing again, I'll pick that up because I don't actually have it sinking or anything like that. If we had a dimensional depot, it would at least fill up the dimensional depot before it stops and halts. But if you've got a sink, then it will just sink out the rest. So that's going to be really awesome when we have that. But fortunately, it was so close by, it wasn't too much of an issue. And bam, we can just go at it. So there we go. Conveyor belt Mark III at 270 per minute. That's the capacity. And we're just going to send this all the way through like that. And we're going to do a little bit of the same. I don't need to put Mark IIIs here, but I just want to be, consistent. And then I'm going to cut. Well, actually, before I cut it off, where's the best place to split? I guess it's right at the corner right here, right? How will I do that? Should I just put a splitter? I guess I should just put a splitter. Yeah. It's all jammed up there, right? Is the splitter facing the right way? Let's dismantle this for a second. Our power generation is just halting horribly. We need the red arrow coming from the right side, and we need that to line up. Place it. It's possible that I didn't actually place it into the splitter, but I put it onto the conveyor, the stackable conveyor lift. Do that. Does that work? There we go. Now it's flowing through. That's great. That is great. And so what I can do is cut this out and then hook that up instead. And now that should flow. So that's going to split out. That's looking a lot better. This top one is going to go to the other factory, so it's not a big deal. So there's the split. If I do it at 120, that's going to be closer to what we're looking for. It's 240 split. So we're just going to go ahead and switch it over to Mark IIs all the way down. And then this should eventually just flow very, very tightly. Mark III in, Mark IIs out. So I'm hoping that, although I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have the Mark IIIs early on, but you can see it start to even out already. So that's pretty good. I think what I'm going to do is maybe drop some of the steel beams right here. Just kind of put it to the side, or better yet, we'll go ahead and build ourselves a box. So I'll get a personal storage box. I'll kind of tuck this in. I still forget that we've got amazing things like the dimensional depot. I should actually just start uploading that on the side, because we're already done uploading some other things, and that's pretty crazy. So I'll do that with some steel, so we're clearing up a lot of spots. And the nice thing is that's going to allow us to pick up some coal, and it's going to allow us to stack up the manifold a little bit on the coal generators. So we'll just kind of open that up. The splitters, that's looking pretty good. There is another dismantle crate up top because I didn't have enough space in my inventory. And we'll grab that little bit right there. And if I look, we've got another dismantle crate out here somewhere. Oh, there, didn't even see that. And we are on our way. So let's go ahead and take a look at things. Hopefully we're still at 1200 megawatt producing. We are at 1200 megawatt producing. We're fully stacked here. This is 100%. Let's go up to our inspection walkway. This is at 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, but not fully stacked. We'll just stack that up. 100%, it's got 80, now it's at 100. We've got 100%, we'll go ahead and stack up the rest. And then the last one should have the lowest at 75, but it's 100%. So that's exactly what we want to see. And then we'll just double check the opposite. And we're looking good. Excellent. That's awesome. I almost want to do this. So actually one thing I might do before we split things off, just to help out and make sure that we get little disruption, I'm going to go ahead and get a storage container, and we're just going to pipe all this coal in here. And then I'm actually going to replace them with Mark IIIs right now, because we're going to need it. Oh, we're low on steel beams again, because I got to go and pick up the steel beams from our storage box. And we're going to make our changes, upgrading the belts to Mark III, like so, all the way back to the source. And right now, that's all continuing to flow into a storage container, which we're then going to be able to take those stacks of coal and manually feed the machines to saturate them ahead of time, just to help out with the process. So we've got Mark III. And now this is a full Mark III going down the way. We'll go ahead and stack up and come up to 200%. That's 240 per minute. So you can tell that these are Mark IIIs by the two sort of dashes of lights on the side. The Mark II has a single light, like a tight little rectangular light. And then the Mark Is have three little dots. And then the Mark IIIs have the two dashes right there. So they look like they're all Mark IIIs. They're running like they're Mark IIIs. And right now, this should just be spewing coal into the storage container. That's great. So I'm actually going to grab all that coal, and I'm going to go up, and I'm going to help the right side so it doesn't get disrupted. By saturating these lead coal generators in this manifold, we're going to make sure that we're not starving the ones in the rear. Eventually, it'll take care of itself, but we can speed up the process by making sure they're at full stack. So this only has 70. Now it's at 100. We just control left click, and it's going to take as much coal as we can muster and dump that in. See, that one cut out for a moment there. This one is completely starved, and this one is nothing. So if we look right now, we are not at 1200 megawatt, and our power generation is fluctuating But fortunately, we've got the backup batteries, the backup power storage to kind of help out with that so that it's not having any issues. 100 and 100. There we go. And now if we look, 1200 megawatt once again. That's fantastic. And we'll just double check the opposite side, even though it was looking pretty good last time. And this is at 22. So 82, 44. Well, I am seeing right here that there's a yellow light, and that tells me there's some kind of a hiccup somewhere. Or maybe I only saw that in the distance. I thought, no, it's yellow. So it has a bit of an issue somewhere. So we got a Mark III. Mark III. Sometimes it's possible that I've got a little tiny bit of conveyor belt that did not get transferred over to a Mark III. And what that does is it slows down the whole thing like this right here. You see that? So that has slowed down everything. And it was stopping this thing from moving at full speed. So we took care of that. And now that should take care of the issue. I'm so glad we found that. Usually on corners, right? That's where it's at. So let's go in and get the coal, and we're going to try to help out the facility and just make sure it's healthy. So you can see larger groupings of coal coming down the belt because it's basically being rejected by these machines because they're completely full up. And that means more coal can go down the line. Usually you'll see kind of like bigger and bigger gaps as you go farther and farther. But since we pre-saturated a lot of these machines, they're essentially unable to take on more coal. And this is just going to continue to hopefully flow until it's just one long line with a few little spaces here and there, and it's like completely empty at the back. So I'm just going to go in to do one more pass. We'll just go ahead and grab one more set right here. We're going to go back up the left, up the right, and we'll just double check the health. And I think that's going to be it. 92, looking good so far. 88, stack it. 86, stack it. Okay, so every single one of these has been stacked to 100. Down to, oh no, that's already at 100. All right, looking good. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? So nice thing is we can kind of stand in the middle and we can look right, we can look left and see how they're doing. You're noticing that there's coal stopping on the reverse lifts. So they'll kind of move down one and then stop, and then move down one and stop. They're not just flowing through like a hungry machine, just taking in as much coal as it possibly can because it's starving. But I think it's going to be okay now. So we're at 1200 megawatt, and I've got faith it's going to saturate a little more. I'm pretty sure we took care of business. So that's awesome. High five. Good job. So that has now secured our 1200 megawatt production. And now it's just a matter of splitting things off over to the right. Let's go in and get the coal, and we'll pre-stack these machines before we've even turned anything on. I know that's floating. I have to figure that one out. But when you do things in a hustle, stuff happens, right? So right now we'll pre-stack. Oh my. One of your power grids has shut down. That's curious. I wonder why. I think I may not have... I know why. I didn't actually hook it up to the grid. If you look at these poles right now, you'll see that there's 0 megawatt production. And coal's one of those interesting things where it needs power to kind of jumpstart and then generate power. And then it's kind of generates enough power that it works on its own. I cut this off from the grid so we're not drawing too much. And I'm going to turn this on. So what that's going to do, now it's hooked up to a beautiful 1275 megawatt worth. And that's because one of the machines we actually pre-stack with coal, it's going to die off because it doesn't have a feed. But if we look down below, right now what's happening is essentially the water extractors are going to start to push water up and then make sure these pipes are completely full and saturated before we turn anything on. The pumps are moving water through. Above the pump looks at 300, it's completely full. So let's head up and then we'll continue pre-stacking, and we shouldn't get those blown fuses. Although actually, now that yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. I've got the coal right now and it's just filling up in the depot, so we might as well pre-stack them. The big thing is this is going to start generating power and eating through the coal, and we're going to have to, we don't even have it hooked up to belts, so well, that's all right. We'll just do one side. How about that? All right. Let's make sure that these are hooked up and have a feed. So we just got to route this off. I guess what's the best way to do it? Maybe treat this like a T intersection. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and just take the 1 meter and we'll run this off this way. And then we'll branch over Just make sure this is all lined up. I almost feel like I should just ramp up. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a ramp, and we'll go at a 1 meter ramp. Ramp up. Yep, that works. And then we'll slide the 1 meter right under. Although, you know, I'm perfectly honest, probably should cut the tree. Probably should cut the tree. Clear the way. There's something just amazing about the process. I know it might seem silly, but I have to admit that I kind of like when things go wrong, when fuses blow, when stuff gets kind of nutty, because solving the issues and finding the problems is kind of just as satisfying as actually just seeing everything work the first time out, right? So I'm just, I don't know. This game is something else. It really is something else. We're gonna get 2 meters, run that across, and hopefully that's gonna get us to where we want to be. We can probably get rid of the storage container. We're gonna have a dismantle crate. That's all right. Previously, this was coming off the top. So what are we gonna do here? Let's cut out that conveyor pole, and we're actually going to have it lined up and come out 2 like that. And then we'll come up like so to 3, because that's the original height. And we'll just get that Mark III in straight mode, and we'll come on the left side of it. It's going to start to branch off, and then we'll kind of start the descent. We can bring it down to a height of 2 stackable conveyors. And now when we get our splitter, it should line up. There it is. And we're going to grab that Mark III, and it's going to start to descend. I'm going to have it on a default, just so it's straight. A straight descent instead of kind of coming down at an angle and then straightening out. And then we'll pass through the splitter. And then we're going to have Mark IIs coming out at 120 per minute. And it's these corners that get you, right? It's the corners that get you. And then we'll connect that. Beautiful. That's what got us. I missed one of the corners. Okay, so this should flow in. Look how smooth that is. You see there are no brakes. So it's taking that 240 and just slamming it in at 270 a minute, but then it hits this point and then it comes out perfectly even. That is amazing. So that's going to start filling up. So tell you what, let's go in and get the dismantle crate, and we're going to go and grab us as much coal as possible, and we're going to help out in the process. And we now should have a good amount of power, like 2400 megawatt plus the 340. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing, come up the left, come up the right, and we'll see what we got. So right now we are generating 1800 megawatt. Things are coming online, and we've got enough to saturate this. Nice thing is, once we saturate it, it should stay saturated, because it actually has a feed now. No connection. Oh, it's not connected. Okay. Well, fair enough. That's probably what explains some things. So let's double check the connection. Where are we at here? It is connected. 1800 megawatt. Where are we at with this? No power. Oh, no water. It has no water. Okay, well, that's not good. Oh my God, I didn't even hook up the pipes. Well, see, certain things need to be done in order for the coal to work. It needs water. Well, at least this thing is fully saturated. The pipe is fully saturated with water. It looks like this side's okay. It was just that side. Okay, great. Are we at 2400 already? We are at 2100. Okay, we're slowly getting there. And last one. There we go. So what are we looking at? 2325 megawatt. I'm expecting to see 2400 on production, and then plus 340. So that'll be 2750 under capacity for the entire power grid by the time this is running efficiently. So let's go ahead and double check the opposite, see if it's been starving. 89% and 65%. Are there any weird sort of lights or anything like that going off? I'm seeing red in the distance right here. No connection to power. it was not connected to the grid. So now where are we at? That's 75 megawatt worth. So when that goes through, that should clock this up to the appropriate amount. Where are we at? 2400 megawatt. Look at that, 2400 and 2740. That's exactly what we want to see pinned to the wall. That is amazing. And what do we got? There it is. High five. That's what we're talking about. Wow. So that is a huge load off of my mind, because that now means that we've got more headroom available, and now we've got 32 coal generators off of 2 miners. That's not too shabby at all. So that was a bit of a tizzy, but my gosh, how enjoyable. Or at least I find it enjoyable. Well, guess what? Now we can just get rid of this. I'll clean up the rest later. And that was awesome. Well, let's go ahead and just dismantle the storage box. We did a really, really good job. And one thing that I'd like to do is bring home the lizard doggo. Now, where's the explorer? If we go to the map, where's our explorer? Did I bring it with me? No, I parked it back, didn't I? Well, tell you what, we know where the lizard doggo is. Let's drop a berry. Yeah, let's drop a berry before he completely disappears. Usually we kind of got to walk him back. And I just don't know. That's going to take a long time. If I have the car, I think I might be able to coax him on the car. So we're going to name him LD3. Just so that we know who's who. And I'm going to jog away. Hopefully he'll keep up. Sometimes you got to look back at him so that he knows. I wonder if he swims. Do you swim? Can you swim? Here, more berries. All right, that's what I'm talking about, guy. All right, don't worry. I'll protect you. I'll protect you. I got your back. I got some friends for you, you know. And there's even an information booth if you've got any questions. So don't worry, the place is pretty cool. Off we go, buddy. Man, I can't wait. Oh, I won't. I'll wait. Don't worry about it, guy. Look at you go. You look like you were alone. Don't worry, I was too. And some bunnies found me. Yeah? You're not alone. And we're just gonna... Oops, hello. Line of sight, buddy. Line of sight. Let's go. Come on, let's cross over this way. Hey, guy. So one thing that I've actually tried to do before is get him on a car. And what I mean by that is you can get your Explorer, your truck, whatever, build a tiny little ramp, and then coax him up the ramp. And then I like to use the glass foundation because I can kind of see the bottom. And then at that point, dismantle the ramp and have him fall on the car. And you can drive around with the car. And then next thing you know, he's just sort of chilling as if he's just sitting there. And it's pretty awesome. I don't want him to die. So the great thing about that is that, I mean, you can drive and you don't have to do what I'm doing right now, just sort of like walking him back. It's all right. We got you. But the funny thing is that if you hit a hiccup or something, it can get kind of gnarly because essentially he might fly off. And I admit, I might have during testing, I might have maybe killed the lizard doggo. Don't let him know that. I don't know how that happened. He sort of flew off and he was still in a state where in theory I could pet him, you know? But it was sort of, well, that was that. He was... He was seeing many dog bones in the sky, let's say, right? Don't worry about it. I won't let that happen to you. We're not taking you on the car. Yeah? And if I take you on the car, I'm going to make sure that we've got a slower vehicle. How about that? That way if we hit a bump, you're not going to go flying. Or maybe we can kind of develop a seat belt for you. Maybe we can borrow your tongue. You know, just wrap it around you. I'll put a bunch of berries all over the truck. You can kind of lick them. And then it'll be like if you've got something frozen and you try to lick it, you'll get stuck to it. And then we'll just thaw you out when we get there. How's that sound? You don't like that? You don't like that? I understand. Unfortunately, we do have to go to the right. I hope we can ford this. You know what? Let's not take any chances. We kind of went a really long way. I'm just going to go ahead and zoop this out. So, you want to come with me, guy? Come on, LD. Let's do this. We got friends. You don't want to meet your friends? Come on. Let's go meet your friends. Ooh, caves. You know what, LD? We're going to go around the caves. You ever seen Lord of the Rings? You ever heard of Ungoliant? Not cool. Really isn't. There's a David and Goliath thing as well. And that usually has to do with triumph. You know, little people win and all that. But let me tell you, it's not always that way. Yeah. So let's try to keep you safe. You want to come on? All right, we got this. Don't worry. We'll make it. Power poles. Oh, is this for the Caterium? Okay, so we're passing by the Caterium. That's what's happening. I have not replaced the Caterium power poles yet. And you can kind of see the underside of the Caterium bridge here. We're kind of doing the whole... Oh, hello, guy. Come on, guy. You're easily distracted just like me, aren't you? Don't worry. I'll keep you on track. All right, so there's the big needle. Yeah? Don't worry, but it's too big for you. We're not going to stick you with it, yeah? Oh, please, don't get stuck there, guy. All right, come on. Come on. What if I... Woo! You see, I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Hey, LD. Come on, LD. Okay, do I need to get you off the rock? I don't know if we're gonna... Is this gonna work for you? Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. All right, great. Just a little threat of concrete, huh? You don't like concrete? You don't like concrete, apparently. Come this way, please. Once we get on the road, it's gonna be smooth sailing. You ever put your feet on asphalt? You put your paws on asphalt, it's a whole different experience. Can you swim? Looks like you can. Can you hop up just a little bit? There you go. All right, now we're talking. How do you like this? You know, it is nighttime, so hopefully it's not too hot on your paws. Oh, don't follow me there. Don't follow me there. Just stay on the sidewalk, yeah? Hey, look at that. You already got other pals there. That's Kookaburra. I'm just gonna check you in at the info desk. That cool? Excuse me. I'd like to check in LD3. LD... What? LD3. Go ahead. Okay, thanks. All right, let's introduce you to LD1 and 2. Come on, guy. Take a look at this. We've got a 3. That's right. It's the 3 amigos. LD2 found some copper sheets. LD1 found some rotors. And LD3, get comfortable. All right. High five. There we go. All right, guys. I gotta go. Okay. I gotta go. We got stuff to do. All right. I would like to find more Mercer spheres because I think once we get all of our green boxes all set, it's going to be huge. And I think the best way to do it is honestly to start clearing the path with nobelisks. So let's get to demolition, right? So we're just going to go in and get loaded up. Right now we've got, I think some yeah, we got a stack of nobelisks all set. In the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and drag some other things and that'll just continue to go. I'm going to go and dump off the wood and the grass, and we're going to head on out this direction. And we're going to go to that spider cave, the very first one that we ever marked up with a stamp when we went exploring. Yeah, so off we go. We got to go up and to the right, and we haven't gone that way yet. So one thing I learned from the bunny is, as long as you're crouching, you can actually hit these things. You got to hold down C, though, and they don't react. So that's kind of nutty. That's hugely helpful if you want to preserve your health. You can walk up to it. At first, I thought when I heard that that's not a good thing, because that means I'm going to have to sneak up like this. And it's going to take forever. But in this case, it's not too bad, because as long as you're holding down C, essentially it counts as the same thing. So let's go in and start clearing the sources of the poison. You kind of got to aim pretty high and a little bit to the left because your character's like right-handed. And I don't know if I placed those in the right place. Yeah, I did not close enough. Lob it over. And was lob it. Oops, stuck to the ceiling. So see if we can't preemptively knock out some stingers or something. Because I know there's stingers here, because we saw them before. Yeah, I think I saw some movement up there. And we do have the rebar gun loaded, so shot out. Oops, that might be a little too high there. Whoa, holy God, that's a big one. What the heck is that? Oh my God. Oh, Jesus, go away. Holy crap. Wow. Oh boy. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. This thing is horrible. It's horrible. Wow, I do not like that. Oh God. Jesus. All right, you know what? You know what? That's it. That's it. Why am I running from you? Why am I... Oh, actually, now I know. Now I know I'm running from you. Tell you what, okay, swing bada. Swing bada bada. Here, jump into this. Lightsabers. Come on, eat that. Eat that. Jeez, God, that is the worst thing ever. That's horrible. God, that's terrifying. I really don't like spiders. I gotta say, that is terrifying. I did not think it was a big one. I thought it was just a bunch of small ones. But apparently, when you get into the nasty toxic stuff, they really want to protect it, don't they? Oops, that's a little premature there. That's all right. Just toss it wild. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's something else, let me tell you. This just blocks the way through. I'm curious what's on the other side. I mean, obviously it's well protected. Maybe it's leading to the other biomes. And oh, it's a summer sloop. Oh, that's excellent. Holy crap. Probably not close enough. Yeah, it only needed the one spider. I thought it was like a bunch of spiders, but it was just a giant one. That's horrible. I can't wait to get some of the other nobelisks. Now that we got the detonator, we can actually use them. We actually have a stack of 50 gas nobelisks. Never used those before.
Organs and veins are grown, and bones are dug into our walls. The temple gift is being desecrated. Our notes are sour still. Harmony follows many star journeys.
Patterns are starting to emerge in vocabulary, sentence structure, topics. How fascinating to once again solve a true mystery, to be unable to create any accurate predictions.
Once again solve a true mystery. Once again, as in she's been through something like this before? Or she's just been through something in general? Oh, it's leading us overhead. Okay, so where is this taking us? Is this towards the northeast? It does look like it's to the northeast. Well, let's keep moving. We got a summer sloop out of that. That's huge. I mean, summer sloop, Mercer sphere. That's what we're looking for. That's what I'm looking for, at least. And we can kind of take a peek down. I know that I saw sulfur up this way. And the big thing, look at all that poison. Jeez Louise, look at all that poison. Well, we actually have the capability to clear it out now. And quite a lot of what I was doing was actually moving around the poisonous areas and building around the poisonous areas. Now we build where we want to build. And that is a big difference. And all of these guys right here, we can actually take care of these guys for good. And that's really, really powerful because they also spew out poison. When you get close, they stand up and then they smack you one, right? So let's get to it. This is excellent. We're going to go and explore. Ah, how I missed this. I really, really did. I felt like I just didn't have the tools to get somewhere. And I know that there's some awesome stuff out here. Tell you what, I'm actually going to pull the object scanner into place because that's going to tell us a lot more. So we got power slugs in direction. You can see over here. Mushrooms, barrel nuts, Mercer spheres. There's actually one within range. Really? I mean, every Mercer sphere is another dimensional depot, and that's really what I've got a hankering for. So it's in this direction, huh? If we clear some of the foliage, it allows us to watch out for hostiles. Okay, we've got double plasma spitter here. It's a good snap. Let's guns off the field, guns off the field. Okay, guns off the field, guns off the field. Okay, next one. Wow, good lead. That guy's got a good lead. Okay, excellent. That's a 2. I think we're good. And the cool thing is that we don't have to worry too much about our inventory because we currently are clearing up space just by uploading. So that's really, really cool. Mercer sphere down here, maybe? I can hear it. It might be above. Let's get out the object scanner. Whoa.
A single strand of the tapestry.
Super close. Okay. The chainsaw, we can cut through this, but I don't necessarily want to cut down all the trees. I just want to make sure that I can see and fight effectively as opposed to just being blinded by other foliage. Wow, it's so dense here. They did such a good job. This way. Down below? Like down here? Here? What the heck? Well, tell you what, let's drop under and we'll see. Is there a cave? Do I have to pop this open? It's in here? I don't like this. Not enough space to pick up limestone. Oh, okay. Well, nice thing is we can at least make ourselves... It's that close, huh? It's literally on the other side of the limestone. It is here. All right. Well, let's do it. Let's just get a weapon out just in case. So close range, and we're going to open up this limestone.
Consume. Consume. Consume.
Like consume the limestone at this point? Start mining limestone. Wow, is this the topper? It is.
Play. Play. Play.
Wow, what a hiding spot. That's nuts. Holy crap. Well, that's great. Wow, we found a Mercer Sphere. That's awesome. So now it's no longer... But there is another one close by. Summer Sloop, there's nothing. So let's go for the Mercer Spheres. This is super great. I want as many Mercer Spheres as possible. That's just going to make the, at least, building so much easier. Oh, we're actually getting farther away. We have no contact now. In this direction, in theory, there is a signal. Man, the object scanner's so cool. All right, Noblest time. See, I wouldn't normally go in here until I had Nobelisks, and now we do have it. Oh, look at that. Much easier to grab. That's so epic. Oh, whoops. My bad. Sorry, guy. That's all right. At least I don't have Doggo with me or something where I might hurt him by accident. That would just be a travesty. That's why I'm very glad that we've got an enclosure for him with friends. And I like that you can kind of time the Nobelisks when you toss them, because sometimes, I mean, oftentimes I'll miss, but since you can time it, you can actually say, yeah, it's close enough. We can actually set the blast and go for it at the right time, as opposed to needing to stick right on it, right? Oh, hello. Enemy somewhere. That's a standard hog. We got another one in the rear. And shot. There we go. Mercer Sphere this direction. If you're unsure, you can also toss out a Nobelisk. Oh, see, we see it now, okay? Nice thing is, we can also deal with these finally. We couldn't really hurt them before. Oh, where did it go? Oh, it went there. There we go. Okay, great. Because they'll stand up and they'll spew out poison. And now we can make sure that they will not do that. So, very, very nice. Excellent. All right, let's go in and get this thing. My God, this is so cool.
This bleeding temple hums a resonance song. Play for us.
Play for us? I mean, okay. Well, I'd like to see where the sulfur is. I want to find sulfur and coal together. If we can do that, and I do recall that there was like sulfur over to the east. Look at that. So we got impure, impure. That's fine. If we go ahead and scan for coal, it's that magical combo that makes the black powder. So we got some coal here. Pure. Wow. Coal down this way. Normal. Normal and double impure actually works really nicely together. So if we were to, let's say, mark something like this in the middle and say potential black powder, and we'll just mark it up something bright. I don't know. Like that. Maybe like fuchsia. And we'll say apply medium. Then it'll be kind of interesting because we've basically got some sulfur, some coal out there, and then we can just keep that in mind and just scout the place out while we're looking for other things. So Mercer Sphere wise, where are we at? No? There was something, and then obviously we grabbed it, right? So let's just head in the direction of the potential black powder facility, and we'll scout that out at the same time, because what's going to be really awesome is if we make ammunition and we make Nobelisks and things like that, and have it just literally flow into a dimensional depot, we're going to have that available to us all the time, and we don't have to worry about resupply or anything like that, and we can explore more freely. And I think it's going to be a really powerful thing to have available to us. Okay, so we've got a Mercer Sphere back on tap. This direction. Down here. Which is towards the sulfur. Oh, look, there's a slug out there. Okay, well, we know that we can deal with... I only see one hog. I think it's a big hog. I can't tell. I think it's a big one. So we'll take the shot out. Get another shot. I'm actually going to switch over to stun rebar, which is going to make it a lot easier to deal with him. And we'll switch on over and just get free hits in. Excellent. So we drop out the hog remains. Not enough space for the yellow power slug. Well, let's go ahead and upload some Mercer spheres. That'll take care of that. And then we can grab the yellow power slug, and then we can upload the yellow power slug, and then that's not a problem. Just like that. Perfect. So we've got our slot back again. I'm hearing it. It's coming closer. Mercer sphere. Oh, it's a tape. A tape? What the heck's a tape for? I guess it's Mercer spheres this way. Well, there's a tape here. What is that? I've never seen this. Unlock Conquest Boombox tape. What the heck? Is that an inventory item? Or it just unlocks it? Wow, that's crazy. I don't think I've never done that before. That's kind of nuts. I don't know what to think about that. Well, great. Awesome. We get free music. Mercer sphere this way. That? Like under here? Ooh, mining bauxite. That's fancy. That's like aluminum. Or aluminium, right? Since we've been kind of popping off toppers and then finding them behind things, makes me wonder. It's either above or below, right? And it looks like it's here. Which means it's probably underneath the ground. Well, okay. I don't know how to get there yet, but I guess we just got to keep an eye out. It'd be really interesting if you end up like popping the quartz stopper and it takes you down some sinkhole or something like that. So where is the potential black powder facility? So if we were like right here and we went ahead and we built right here, we could get some type of construction going, and we could even ping out. So the sulfur is how far away? I think it was in this direction somewhere, right? 255 meters. It looks like it's at the top there, I think. And then if we ping out for coal, it should be pretty equidistant. I think it was down in this direction. 470. So we could actually build... I guess it is a little flatter here too, which is kind of nice. So if we were maybe here at the center of it all, and look at this, you can see all of the glowing inside of this rock. So that's going to be great because we can actually throw a Nobelisk on there, pop that, I think. And that's going to allow us to get a purple, looks like it might be a purple power slug. I wonder if you need like fancy Nobelisks or something, maybe something directly on it. Oh, that'll do. Unauthorized hostility. Oh, hello, guy. This place definitely has more enemies. I don't think it's going to be enough until we get loaded again. Let him come. Shot. Excellent. Okay, great. Whew. My gosh, they come out of nowhere. Probably want to heal just in case, because I'm not always aware when I'm focused on things. So we're just going to go in and toss this and pop that open if possible. Might have been a little too far down, but oh, there we go. That'll do it. And it looks like it's under the water. There it is. Excellent. So easy enough to upload, and we free up the spots. So I remember before when I was exploring, it was so difficult because I was consistently running out of space. Nice thing is here, we don't really have to worry about that, right? We can actually get the bauxite too. Although numerically it's a larger volume, so it's actually going to take longer. But that's the nice thing about having the upload from your inventory, it seems. You don't have to worry too much because it's, I mean, it's just doing it as you're doing your thing. Yeah, I totally think we can get away with like a little outpost right here if we've got the dimensional depot. And we can start making some black powder. And I think that could be really great. All right, awesome. So plasma spitter down. And let's go in and look for a different. We've got Mercer Sphere, Summer Sloop. Actually have a Summer Sloop here. I haven't actually progressed with the Summer Sloops at all. Ooh, wow. Oh, look at this. Explosive City. Right in the middle. Look at that. Oh, can he charge up here? Apparently, maybe. Right on the copper if you want to use it, yeah? Look at that. Oh, boy. Well, we have so many tools right now. Moving the stun. I feel like Star Trek, The Next Generation, setting to stun. Set phasers to stun. All right, come on, big guy. There's a straight line. All right, and we got a spitter. Excellent. Okay, good. Man, that is such a strong, the stun rebar. I can't believe that. I didn't use that before. The big thing is it's not really doing damage, right? It's just doing the stun. But the stun is so good at allowing you to compensate, not having to play their game. All right, where are we at? You can hear that hum. Summer sloop. Oh, there's a sphere inside. Holy crap. Another one. Oh, that's incredible. So we know a summer sloop's out here. Seems to be in this direction. Oh, hello, guy. Great. Okay, so probably up here, right? Is my guess. I don't want the barrel nuts. Well, tell you what. Let's do the ladder. I do really like the stackable conveyor poles, but I really, really like the ladder as well. The nice thing about the ladders is very fast to clean up. So if we go like this and we dupe that right up and we climb and you hop off and you get to where you want to go like that, then when you dismantle, you only dismantle one item. Well, dismantle as per the chunks that you extend the ladder, but for the most part, you're dismantling fewer things. The cleanup is less. Wow, this place is dense with alien technology. It's kind of blowing my mind. I really feel like it's not that way in the Rocky Desert, but out here, absolutely. Maybe because it's more complicated and more dangerous in some ways. Down below, or maybe up above. Sounds like it's coming from up above. So let's just hop up. Ooh, or... Oh my god, or down below. Holy crap. Close range. Oh boy. This is not cool. This feels like a trap. I should probably be arming with the sword because we're so close. But no, that's just quartz. Pick up wood. Oh, does this explode? That looks like it's all cracked. I've never been here before. Wow! No way. Summer sloop. Holy crap. Okay, spiders, of course. That's one down. We are surrounded. Back to the wall. Back to the wall. I'm not actually connecting, so we've got to focus and ignore the other one and then get stabbed and then hit the other one, and then now we're good. All right, so there's the clear. So let's go and grab that summer sloop. Oh my gosh.
The effigy only sings when you compose.
I was not built to use organic components for communication. I am adjusting.
The effigies make a flow. You are not the current.
I am not sure what you mean. I do run on a current. I am a digital construct.
Wow, interesting. I mean, I like the idea or the fact that they're sort of interacting with each other, and I mean, Ada's confirming a lot of things, right? Because sometimes it makes me think, like, is she actually a machine? Is she actually just tricking us? Do I trust Ada? I don't know. But the fact that she's saying to the other, whatever that is, that I'm a digital construct, that tells us something about her, right? So I think that's pretty cool. That's a really cool way of, I don't know, dealing with that and sharing the information and learning more about her. All right, so Mercer Sphere, also in this direction. Interesting. So I'm going to get a little bit of height, and that should make it a lot easier to kind of get around, because we can always go down, always harder to go up. And I am hearing that sort of hum or whine, right? So up we go. And then we just have to dismantle one ladder. Excellent. And there we go. You can hear it. God, they're all so close together. Is it way up there? I think so. And I am hearing what sounds kind of like a hog. Let's just get armed. Ooh, or spiders. That sounds a lot like stingers. We're cutting off our escape. Yep, that's stingers. That's gotta be stingers. Is that a big one? Arm up, arm up. Whoa, what the? Is that fire? Fireballs? What the heck? Oh, crap. It's the, crap. Wow. That's a lot of little firefly, guys. Where is it? There it is. Shot. Come on, come on. Shot. Whoa, we're gonna die. Okay. Holy crap. The amount of refire on that is insane. That's crazy. Well, we gotta get the body back. I realize that we're running lower on time, but we gotta get the body back. Where are we at? So we died way out over to the right side, farthest we've ever been, right? So fortunately, we actually have some stuff in the dimensional depot, so that's going to be very helpful. I don't think we have any ammunition, though, so I'm definitely going to want to take care of that. That was pretty good, though. We got quite a lot out of that. So I'm going to make some iron rebar, and then I'm also going to make a few nobelisks, even though we've got a stack of 50, just because we're here. Actually, I've never tried the shatter rebar before. Supposedly, it's kind of like a shotgun or something like that, so that should be kind of interesting. So let's try the shatter rebar. I think you got to be up close to use it, but I don't know any better. It's going to use some of the quartz crystal, which is kind of interesting. So we are on the way. It's a recovery mission. We're going to get our body. I totally forgot we can use power towers. My gosh, what am I doing? We could totally power tower up there. That would be so fast. I'm going to go in and get the zip line on tap. Looking good. And we're going to go ahead and loop one of these up there. Just need a little bit of blue. No, we should be good. There it is. We can always get rid of it easily. All right, let's go. This is going to be so much faster. I don't know. See, I'm just not used to it. I haven't had power towers in a while, right? Let's do this. Look at that. That cuts off a lot of time on our travel and building and dismantling and all of that. You just dismantle the power tower and that's it. Actually, you know what? I don't want to dismantle this just yet, because we're going to want to hook this up, right? Oh, look at that. There's some coal right here. Is that right? Is there coal here? Did I see coal? This. What's this? It's pure coal right here. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Well, that's... What? I built all the way up. It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. We've got this. Well, that's good to know. Holy crap. Wow. It's just literally right there. Well, tell you what, let's send this out. Where's the death crates out here? Oh, hello. It's all right. We got this. We just got to get on up. And we're going to be completely safe from the denizens of this place. Just do that, right? The only thing we're not safe from... Oh, there's the other coal. This makes it so much easier to see. You know what I mean? Height is a huge advantage. Death crate, death crate, death crate. There we go. Like that. Let's go. I mean, obviously you want to clean this up when it's a more permanent installation, but God, this is so convenient. Oh yeah, I already got that hard disk drive. You got... Is that quartz out there? Is that quartz? It doesn't look like SAM ore, is it? Actually, it might be SAM ore. Yeah, that's SAM deposit. Wow. That's pretty close too. Holy crap. Wow. Okay, well, we got a SAM deposit out here as well. That's nuts. And the direction of the death crate. This is so much better. You basically have built-in little bases. Whoops, going the wrong way. Turn that around. God, this is like cheating. It's like... Oh, look at that. There's a hard disk up there. Wow. But honestly, we need our body first. We need our body first. Let's see. Let's go up here. That seems like a good idea. At least we've got a way up towards the hard disk drive up there. That's so cool. And we got all these explosives. Nice thing is, we've got the height and we've got the explosives. So all we got to do is stand up here and toss out the nobelisks. You know what I mean? We don't even have to be in the poison. That's pretty awesome. So death crate is over this away. All right. Well, I think it was here. I'm pretty sure it was there. Okay, so we've got to get armed. We've got to be ready. and go. Okay, we're gonna get our body back. There's one. So drop in. There we go, hatcher. What else is out here? Seems like there's another hatcher out this way. Wow, okay. But we laid the infrastructure. Died twice, but we laid the infrastructure. So we know exactly where our body is. We've nailed the hatchers as far as I can tell. And it's just a matter of getting back there and then picking things up. I think I might actually run in with the nutritional inhaler, just because then that's going to allow us to heal through or tank damage in case there's one that we haven't seen, because the amount of damage that stacks up is just, it's horrific, right? Absolutely terrifying volumes, which means there's many of those hatchers out there just stacking us up with the fireflies. I don't know if they're actually called fireflies. I think they're like something crabs, but they don't really look like crabs to me. They look like they've got lights in their butts. You know what I mean? Like light bugs. I love these things. I always thought from afar that they were big, giant, not water, but yes, water balloons, hot air balloons. This is one of the things that I really like about the zip lines, is that you can kind of look. I feel like when I'm in all the flora, I'm basically trying to survive, so I'm constantly watching for things. And here it's different. You're just kind of looking around. Oh, I just realized I should probably heal. So we're gonna stop off on the platform and heal instead of going in half cocked, right? So let's go ahead and get an inhaler going. Ready? And let's go. All right, so we're at full health. We're zipping in. Our body's down there. We've already popped 3 hatchers. There might be more, I don't know. But it seems like we might be okay. Okay, great. So how do we grab that? There we go. That's a wild sort of... Like, I don't want to stand in it, but I kind of want to stand in it. You know what I mean? That's quite a thing going on right here. A lot of toppers. Look at these toppers. Wow. It's actually quite impressive. The only thing stopping me from, well, having it be, like, super cool is just the fact that, well, I was being attacked. You know, I couldn't really admire it, but very cool. Well, let's go ahead. Crafting bench. Let's toss this out. And we're going to start merging some things. And then last thing we're going to do is get that hard disk drive. I think it's going to be great. I would love to get into the hard disk drive. We made so many advancements that I feel like it's where we might be able to get something pretty cool out of it. You know, we're going to head on back and we are going to get that hard disk drive. And then that's going to be a wrap. A lot of progress right here. And we can easily clear this out now. So that's an opportunity. I might actually leave these power towers here because they're super convenient. We're going to build at least up here, right? Maybe even better would be up here. I saw it. There we go. Excellent. All right, here we go. And we're at full health. There's bound to be someone up there guarding it, right? A lot of hogs, a lot of hogs. Well, tell you what, they can't come up the tower, so we're going to use every advantage that we got. And we're going to shoot them from here. No point in engaging on their level, right? No point. There's a big guy. Shot to the butt. Shot to the little guy. Shot to the big guy. Looks like there's 2 big guys, 2 small guys. The big problem with fighting in this arena right now is that if we were down there, we might get knocked off, and that would just be so annoying. Like, so inconvenient. So the 2 small ones are down. It should be 4 for the big ones, I think. So that guy's down. It's just 1 big one left. Or actually, that's a small one. Yeah? He looks like a big one. He just sounds like a small one. No, that's a small one. Okay, great. I think we did it. Can't really tell, but we'll double check. So we've got 1 hog remain, 2 hog remain, 3 hog remain, although that's worth more, and 4. Perfect. So here we are. Rotors. Stators. Unknown. That's just there on the corner to be visible to the player. Steel beams, awesome. Always take free ones. Stay door, great. That might be it for the freebies. So what is the puzzle? Repairs needed, emergency door status, and we're gonna need quartz crystal. Oh crap, quartz crystal. I just had quartz crystal. Didn't I upload it actually? Do we have quartz crystal uploaded? There's quartz crystal, 129. Can I pull that down? How does that work? I just do this? Wow. Oh my god, that's amazing. I just pull it off of the dimension. That's amazing. That's bloody amazing. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put this where it's visible. Slam that out. And then we're going to go ahead and classify this, right? So we're just going to put a marker right on top of us right here. And we're going to mark it up as HDD complete, like that. And we're going to put it under the HDD subcategory that we made earlier. We've got our check mark. And then we're going to select the preset done that we made and apply. And there we go. So now that's taken care of. I think I see a death crate out here, and that has me wondering, what's the deal with that? Well, we see Hatcher remains. Oh, there's a crate right there. Look at that. Might have been the OG crate. Oh, wow. That is a good crate. Don't want to miss that. That's crazy. Let's just see what we can grab. I know that we can add things to our hand slots, so definitely going to want our Nobelisk bit. And we're definitely going to want the object scanner. So we'll grab that. Pop that in. That's all good. And then we've got a little bit of concrete. We've got this that we can compress down. Take what we can. And is that it? I think that's it. Okay, cool. We just missed that entirely. That was nuts. So let's go ahead and dismantle. And we're getting the heck out of here. Let's go back home. That was quite productive, I must say. And then I guess the last thing that I'd like to do once we get back is actually clear up... Oop, hello. There we go. Is actually clear up one of the milestones. Maybe we'll clear up the blueprint. How about that? We'll clear up the blueprints because that could be pretty huge. I think it's going to be a good sulfur and coal base for black powder. I think that could be pretty awesome. So I think that's going to work out pretty well. Because the nice thing is with the Dimensional Depot, we don't even really need to get it delivered to us. It's not something that I'm going to use in production. It's something that I'm going to use for my own personal use. And the Dimensional Depot seems to be all about personal use. So that works out really nicely. And we are returning. Excellent. That really looks like, the info booth looks like licorice. It looks like fancy licorice. And now we can add to them as well what they got going on. Okay, so milestone-wise... we've got the blueprints. So if we look at our milestones, we've got fix-it blueprints, we got hypertubes. We're going to go ahead and do the blueprint. Big red button. There it is.
Milestone reached. Blueprints reduce repetitive building tasks, further optimizing your progression towards saving Earth, with its beautiful ecosystems, abundant natural resources, and sunsets over frolicking puppies and kittens. The blueprint design allows you to build and combine structures once and then duplicate that configuration effortlessly. Any complaints about the spatial restrictions will only reveal your own inefficiencies.
Oh! So the blueprints are something that I've never used. Now I know that they're there and I know that players say they're incredibly powerful. I've just been very intimidated and I didn't really figure it out. So it's something that I really want to try in this playthrough to use. So I'm gonna have to take some time with it, so I don't know if it's something that I can do in a video specifically unless I chop it all up, but I'm pretty excited to check it out. So that's something I'll be fiddling with on the side. But you know, the more important thing is take a look at our overhead now. So 1058 megawatt, but we make 2400 with a 2740 capacity because of the biomass burners. That's really, really great. And better yet, we're actually fully charged with 1200 megawatt hour. So that's awesome. So now we can build more readily and we don't have to worry about all kinds of shenanigans like things shutting down. And we picked up a lot more Mercer spheres. So we're going to be able to upgrade the upload speed and also get more depots in different places so we can actually improve the variety of things being refilled in our dimensional depot. And we can just go out and explore, build, get out there, and maybe go to different biomes and stuff like that. I think it's going to be really great and bring all the doggos back. Bunnies, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. We did quite a lot today. And overall, I think that this has been a huge step forward. Dimensional Depot is going to change everything. If you enjoyed the episode, please feel free to like, share, or comment down below. It helps us a great deal. I had a total blast. I hope you did as well. And I can't wait to get into the next one with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.